yourself to be entertained by a show unlike any you've ever seen before.
Coming to you at the Spinnacle Lounge, this is Liars Club. Please welcome your host to Assistant Cruise Director, Luz.
All right, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? Good. Are you all ready to have some fun tonight? Yes, all right. Welcome to our Lions Club. All right, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen is we are going to introduce to you 4 unusual words. And these words, you may laugh at the words, but these words actually exist in the English dictionary. And I am going to introduce to you 4 panelists. They will give their own definition of the word, but only one of them will tell the truth. The rest will be lying. And that is your job. You are going to guess who is telling the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please put your hands together for our first panelist. Our magician on board, put your hands together for Martin. You're so jealous. All right. Next panelist we have our onboard piano bar entertainer. Put your hands together for Jim. Those your moves. Thank you so much, Jim. And your onboard comedian. Put your hands together for Bud.
Y'all ready for this?
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, last but not the least, your cruise director and mine. Put your hands together for Pedro. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start the comedy game show. And there is no game show without the band. Put your hands together for Lisa from Greece. All right, awesome. Thank you very much. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to start, and we would like to introduce to you the first word. Vanna, show us the word. The first word is try on. Try on.
Has to do with the number 3.
All right, for this word, we would like to start with Martin.
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank you for choosing me to speak the truth about this word. The word is, where is it? Try on, that's right. Now, I know a lot about this because just before I got on the ship, I worked on a submarine for 2 years as an engineer in northern Tibet. And I had nothing to do at night, so what I would do, I would read the Bible all night, which is where I first saw this word. Now, so basically what happened was that all the way back to Adam and Eve, right? Adam found this leaf, like a fig leaf, and he wanted to like give it to Eve to cover up her beaverly parts. Beaverly parts. That's the word. So what he said was, he was like, Eve, yo, try on. And of course he meant try, T-R-Y, space on. But she didn't know what that meant, so she went try on, and she thought it was the name of a leaf. Okay? So she was like, how do you spell that? And he was like, I don't know, because that was way before spelling was invented. Deep water here. And
You're a submarine guy.
yeah, I'm a submarine guy. Yeah, there you go. And so she thought that it was the name of the leaf, and that's kind of a mistake in the Bible. So now it's spelled T-R-I-O-N. So it's the name of the leaf they used to cover their Beverly Parts. Exactly.
All right, thank you so much, Martin. Jean. Jean, your turn.
No, I thought you were stunning. You remind me a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Good evening, everyone. Give me that again. Woo! Okay, stop it. It's just 2 girls and 5 guys, actually. But this is my life, don't judge me. First of all, I'd like to just, if you don't mind, I'll just take an extra moment. Have you tried the Red Bull with vodka? But this is incredible. What's the word?
Triumph.
Those of you that know me are well aware of the fact that I am a professor of history. Which is why I wet my pants listening to you.
I can smell it.
No, that was something else. Oh, we've gotten off to a good start, haven't we?
I can smell that too.
The Tryon, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that don't know about this, the Tryon is a demon from Sumerian mythology. Now the Tryon, you don't mind if I do a physical explanation, do you? The Tryon, am I allowed to say? The Tryon is a demon from Sumerian.
Is this the nudity?
Oh, you're assuming I don't have any reach. Oh, we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow, aren't we? The Tryon. Cheers. I'd like to welcome my alcoholic friends.
I think better than that, right?
What's that?
I think better than that, right?
Better than what?
Than you, so far.
Oh, no, but yes. Yeah. I don't like him. The Tryon is a demon from Sumerian mythology. It has 3 heads. 3 excuse me, waiter. Could you, I'm talking to those people. By the way, turn around. I want everyone to see him. This is my twin brother here. Yeah. What was the word again? The Tryon is a demon from Sumerian mythology. 3 heads, 3 tails. 3 heads, 3 tails, and 3 heads. Okay, do me a favor, during the meeting tomorrow, remember, he said it. I simply agreed. And that's all I've got, but thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jim. You should try vodka and Red Bull. All right, Pedro.
Well, good ladies, evening, and gentlemen, and let me start by saying what an extreme pleasure it is to be here with you folks tonight. Now, try on, that's what some people should do with their bathing suit before coming on a cruise. Try on. Have you seen those guys in Speedos? They look like they're smuggling grapes.
What about a banana hammock?
Well, folks, when I was in college, I learned a lot of things about life, not to mention that I graduated with a degree in Bacardi 151. Don't laugh, I graduated magna cum laude. Now, actually one day, me and my ex-wife, sorry. Well, we got divorced because of religious differences, because see, I'm Catholic and she was the devil. Anyway, we went on a date many years ago to a famous sushi bar up in New York, and they have a very special catering just for lawyers. It's called Susumi. Now, You know, after drinking that stuff, the rice wine, sake, you know what I'm talking about? I was driving home and a cop followed me and he goes, pull over. And I said, no, it's a sweater. So he said, your eyes they look kind of red. Have you been drinking? And I said, sorry, officer, but your eyes they look kind of glazed. Have you been eating donuts? He didn't like it. He said, if you keep it up, you're going to end up in my squad car. So I'm in the squad car and I'm sitting there. He said, I need to breathalyzer. I said, sorry, officer, I cannot do that because I have asthma. And if I blow in that thing, I can have an asthma attack and die. He's like, all right, that's fair enough. I need a blood sample. I said, sorry, officer, I cannot do that because I'm a hemophilic and if you prick into my arm, I can bleed to death and die. He's like, all right, I need a urine sample. I said, sorry, officer, I cannot do that because I'm a diabetic. And if I pee in that cup, I can have low blood sugar and die. He's like, all right, step out of the car, walk in this straight line. I said, sorry, officer, I cannot do that either. And he goes, why not? Because I am drunk. But the night ended up worse than that because it turned out the cop was dyslexic and he gave me an IUD. And that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, the word is pronounced Trion, and it's the colloquialism for intoxication used by law enforcement officers across the country. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, and we got applause. But
Hi. Okay, for those of you who saw my shows, I always tell the truth. This is not my show. First of all, James, I know a man that had three beaver spears, or whatever you want to call it.
You wouldn't even let me say penis.
Well, he said beaver first. No, but he did. But in his pants fit like a glove. Anyway. Okay, is this Trion or Trion?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, well, guess. Hey, well, it's Trion. Anybody from New York? This is a baseball term in New York. It means bases loaded.
Oh, God.
Okay, actually, Trion is what happens if you give a tree Viagra?
I guess that's called a woody.
Beavers like those. Very common in the morning. It's a whole beaver. Leave it to beaver. Anyway, y'all know what Viagra is? No. Of course you don't. Okay. I've worked in Canada for 32 years, and in Canada you can get a lot of drugs over the counter, or prescription drugs you can't get in the U.S. for sometimes years before we get them. And about 14 years ago, a friend of mine in Vancouver, another comedian, was taking Viagra. I'd never heard of it. And he explained what it does, and I don't believe in medicine, but he gave me one of the pills, and I put it in my suit. Well, I got home, and I took my suit to the dry cleaners, I found it, I put it in my pocket, took it home, put it on my desk. I was telling my friends about it, they said, have you tried it? And I said, no. And they said, you should try it tonight. And I said, okay, I'll be alone, that'll be good. So I tried it, and my friends the next day said, did it work? And I said, yeah, it worked. And they said, can you get it over the counter? And I said, well, maybe if I took 2 of them. Okay, but now for the serious lie. One of my hobbies is astronomy, and I just saw a falling star.
I'm just glad I could be part of this audition.
I'm sorry. Anyway, but one of my hobbies is actually astronomy, and I have 3 telescopes. Anyway, this used to be an astronomical term. It still sort of is, but now it's used in. The actual definition is 3 celestial objects in a common synchronistic orbit. And now they use it with satellites. 3 satellites triangulate, and that's how GPS came about. But it's 3 celestial bodies in a common synchronistic orbit. That's a triangle.
all right, thank you so much, Bud. And now we're going to do a recap for the definition. Start with Martin.
I forgot what I said.
We your paper.
Something about Adam, Eve, and a leaf. Yes, that's the one.
All right, Jim.
Oh,
Yes.
hello. Okay. What's the word?
Triumph.
The triumph. And I think about this all the time. The triumph is a Denevian slime devil. No, that's not right.
That's not it.
It's a demon with 3 heads, 3 tails, and 3 willies. And that's it. Thank you.
Pedro?
It's that extra skin on a turkey's neck.
No, that's not it.
I'm sorry, that's the next one. I forgot what I said too. Oh, colloquialism for intoxication used by law enforcement officers.
Thank you. Bud?
It's 3 celestial bodies in a common synchronistic orbit.
All right. So we divided the rooms into 10 different teams. Team number 1, who do you think is telling the truth? Who's team number 1? Bud. Team number 2? Bud. Whoa, 2 points for you, Bud. Team number 3? Team number 4? 4 points for you, Bud. Team number 5? Team number 6? Bud. Team number 7?
What do you think?
Team number 8?
Bud.
Jim.
Bud. Poor Jim.
Divided. Team.
I think it's
Jim
Jim.
and Bud. Team number 9? Jim. Team number 10? 5. Okay, Bud. You are leading, man. Alright. We'll find out who is telling the truth. The panelists who is telling the truth. Please stand up. It's Martin, ladies and gentlemen. It's the big thing used by Adam and Eve. Wow.
I can't believe they don't trust a magician.
I know. All right, Vanna, let's move on to the second word. And the second word is Tita. All right, T-top, Jim. Okay, T-top is the word, and you can start.
Mi amigo, tú tienes nada más, ¿sí?
No.
I speak all the languages. I've been in prison in 9 countries.
Hasta mañana.
Hasta.
Hasta mañana.
I don't, perdóname, señor. I will talk to him myself. Hasta mañana, mi amigo.
Buenas
And
noches.
amiga. His wife is so hot.
You're lucky he didn't send you.
No, I told him right to his face, and she looked at me going, I'm sorry, what was the word?
Tita.
Okay, now this is, all I'm going to say to you, because I know, how many of you are high school graduates by applause? How many of you are college graduates? Okay, if that's the case, then you probably are not going to know anything I'm about to say. First of all, Thomas Jefferson and his lovely bride, Wheezy, invented... Now, wait, let me back up a second. How many of you are aware that of all of the mammals, there's only one mammal? Am I losing them? Thank you. Who is this kid next to me?
Martin Brooke.
Oh, yes. You're in the bunk below me, aren't you? But I came in last night late, and I said to him, I said, I'm on top. And he said, well, there's a ladder. And I said, well, you think a lot of yourself, don't you? But anyway.
Why are they laughing? That's not a joke.
Don't judge me. By the way, you're too skinny. You need to eat some carbs. Thomas Jeff, the Bolivian mountain goat. You know, this is going to take 4 hours, this whole thing. You know? The Bolivian mountain goat is the only mammal that can express its milk while laying. Well, if you're laying, don't lie about laying. That's what I say. If a Bolivian mountain goat is the only one that can express its milk while it's prone on the ground. Now, Thomas, keep this on the quiet. But Thomas Jefferson and his lovely bride, Weezy, invented a device made of canvas. It's worn around the neck. I'm in the middle of doing something. If you could just wait. It's worn around the neck like a sling. And let's say you have an animal that is maybe lame, and you need to get the milk out. You know what this is like. So you put this down, and you put it over its back. You put it around the bottom part of the goat, and you lift it up, and it brings the tits up. And thusly, are you recording this? I want to thank you all for coming to my very last cruise performance. But anyway, it's an invention by Thomas Jefferson. It's made of canvas, and it is to facilitate the extraction of the milk from the small mountain goat.
Pedro?
Well, folks, looking at the word, in gym class, boys do chin-ups. Actually, chin-up is what a cow does crossing a cold stream. I'm just kidding. You know, folks, there is a new craze now with tattoos, especially the young girls. They have tattoos of butterflies right there. You better be careful, because when you're going to be 70, that butterfly is going to look like a bat. Ladies, don't get me wrong. I used to date a girl, she had tattoos all over her body, which was fine with me, because when she fell asleep, at least I had something to read. Actually, after that, I used to date a homeless girl, which was fine too, because at the end of the day, I could drop her off anywhere. That's another story. How come when a man talks dirty to a woman, it's sexual harassment, but when a woman talks dirty to a guy, it's $3.95 a minute? I don't get it. Especially on this ship, it's like $15.95. Now, before I worked for Norwegian Cruise Lines, I used to be a shoemaker in Kentucky. And business wasn't that good, so I decided to become a jockey for the Kentucky Derby. Now, anybody seen horse racing? Yeah. Do you bet on horse racing? Yeah. I'm the worst gambler, especially with horse racing, because if you saw the movie The Godfather, I bet on that horse. Thank you for getting the joke. Only 5 people saw the movie. Anyway, sorry, let me take my hands out of the pocket, because apparently God sees everything. Now, actually speaking of that, my dad is an atheist, and my mom, she's a Jehovah's Witness, so I grew up knocking on people's doors. They opened the door, I had nothing to say. Now, you know when they all line up, all the horses are lined up, and the jockey is on the horse, and they open the gate, and off they go. Now, tee-up is that prancing, that galloping of the horse when he goes tee-up, 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 tee-up.
All right.
Better than the goat thing.
But
Okay, first of all, teams 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10 who voted for me last time, I told you this is not my show. I will be lying everywhere. Okay, I'm going to milk this one, folks. Okay. 1 and 3 are going to have to be weaned. Anyway, stop. but I won't leave you hanging. Anyway, so when I was a child, when I was a baby, tit-up was simply breakfast time. Actually, tit-up, you all heard of Tupperware? Tupperware? Tit-up is a Tupperware product that holds 2 melons. It keeps them fresh. You have to burp them. And Rubbermaid will never steal it because it's called a tit rub. Or a tit rubber or a tit maid. Anyway.
You have a lot of time on your hands.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good about Thomas Jefferson.
Actually, my dad used to do tit-ups. My dad's from Denmark, by the way.
Yeah?
My dad's from Denmark.
This is your father?
No, he's Roman, my son. But have you heard? Have you heard of tit for tat? Have you heard tit for tat?
Yeah.
And he's this and that. It's back and forth argument. Tit-up is an old Middle English, which was when the Saxons and the Latin combined, and the languages. Anyway, and tit for tat means back and forth. But tit-up is an unending story or song, usually of humorous origin. They used to use them when they marched in battle, like a cadence. And my dad used to do tit-ups all the time. They're not in front of my mom. But for instance, I'll end this one. But one of my dad's tit-ups was: there are 3 ways you get peanut butter out the roof of your mouth. First way, swallow really hard. But that doesn't always work. Second way is blow. That doesn't always work either. Best way, take your finger and scrape it out. There are 3 ways to get peanut butter off your finger. First way is shake it really hard. That doesn't always work. Second way is blow. That doesn't always work either. Best way is lick it off. There are 3 ways to get peanut butter off the roof of your mouth. So tit-ups are simply unending songs or stories, usually of humorous origin. That is a tit-up.
All right, Martin.
All right, I want to thank you once again for picking me to tell the truth about this word, which is tit-up. It should be on there, shouldn't it? It's not Martin. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's my name. Actually, just before getting on the ship, I worked at a windmill factory in Iceland. And every time we were done working, we would go to this place called Ship Shop. In Iceland, T's are pronounced like S-J, so it's like J, J. Say it with me, J. That's right. And the Ship Shop basically is it's just like it's like a hot tub, but it's outside and it's all naturally heated by the underground there, by the volcano. Huh?
Never mind. I'm into this.
You'll have your turn.
I know.
So that's what it's called. It's an Icelandic word for an outside natural hot tub.
All right, thank you so much, Martin. Now recap for the definition, Jim.
What?
Recap for your definition.
It's a device that's worn around the neck to get the myth.
Vodka's kicking in.
I think I got it.
All right, Pedro.
Well, tit-up is when you back up into a doorknob naked.
No.
I'm sorry, that's my to-do list. Washy, happy, happy. Smiley too. Tit-up is a prancing of a horse. Tit-up.
But
First of all, that's supposed to say bucket list with a B. That's why you're so sore.
You and Henry come from the same school? He's talking about goats and then...
Well, you guys are disgusting.
I heard we breathe in goats as well, right?
No, they do that themselves.
Yes, I know that. They do it by themselves.
You should come to the after party.
Are we still in the same word, man?
Yes, tit-up.
Oh, tit-up. Okay. Tit-up is an unending song or story, usually of humorous origin. That is a tit-up.
Martin.
Tit-up, or pronounced shishop, is an Icelandic word for an outside hot tub.
All right, teams. Who do you think is telling the truth? Team number 1. They don't care. Team number 1, where are you? They don't care. Team number 2. Bond again. They're sticking to 1. Team number 3. Team number 4.
I got one vote.
The alcoholics are voting for you, Pedro. Team number 5. Pedro. Team number 6.
Lower.
Team number 6, where are you?
What number are we?
They left.
Where's the number 6?
1, 2. Okay, that's yours. Martin. Okay, Martin. 7. Pedro. 8. Pedro. 9. Jim. You got 1 vote, Jim. 10. Bod. All right, let's find out. Let's find out the panelists who is telling the truth. Please stand up. Who is it gonna be? It's Pedro, ladies and gentlemen. Sit up, dancing on a horse. Thank you so much. All right, Vanna, bring us the next word. Next word is trouble. All right. Trouble. All right, for trouble, we'll start with Pedro.
Well, folks, before I worked for Norwegian Cruise Lines, I had different jobs. First, I used to work at an orange juice factory, but I got fired because I could not concentrate. Stupid joke. Actually, after that, I used to be a bartender, but it didn't last because a lady walked into the bar and she said, "Fuzzy navel," and I said, "Nice boobies." Then I became a marine. Shut up. Then I became a marine biologist. Not really. I used to clean the tanks at Red Lobster. Then I became a male stripper. Thank you. Ladies, don't get too excited. I got fired because I made people squint. And then I started working in the circus, and that's how I learned this word, because this one time at circus camp, I played the tuba, and I did a show for little people, which was kind of weird because I got a standing ovation, didn't even know it. Folks, don't get me wrong, I'm not making fun of little people, because actually my best friend is little, and he's gay too. He came out of the cupboard, and I'll tell you a true story. Last year I was sailing on board the Norwegian Star, and we were doing New York to Bermuda. Now one Sunday I rented a car and I was driving around in New York, and I had to park the car. Now as I'm backing up, I crashed into the car behind me. It was a little guy who was driving it, and he comes outside and he looks at me and he goes, "I'm not happy." So I look at him, "So which one are you?" And he punched me right in the knee. I guess he was grumpy. Anyway, now trouble, it's a French word, and it's pronounced chiblet. And it's a word to describe little people, little chiblets.
But
I have to tell you folks something. I don't know, how long have we known each other? 17 hours? Yeah.
17 years.
Oh. But we have the same birthday, am I correct?
That is correct.
But we're not the same age, that's weird. But, and we were both, you're married now, but I was married, and we were both married to a girl named Julie, right?
That is correct.
And not the same girl.
Awesome.
For, her tattoos I couldn't read at all. And you were talking about short people. I used to date, she said she was a midget. I don't know if that's a bad word or not anymore, because I'm not PC see, but I used to date one, the girl that was short. I was nuts over her.
And she had the same name as Julie, like my ex-wife. She was short-tempered too.
And I was a male dancer too, and they called me Guitar Man because my G-string was flat. Speaking of which, Trouble, are there any Jewish people here? One of my best friends is a rabbi. Him and his wife are real good friends of mine. They live near me, and he's also into astronomy. We have telescopes. But years ago, when I first met him for Hanukkah, I wanted to buy them a Hanukkah card, and I found Hanukkah cards that were spelled with an H and some were spelled with a CH. And he said it doesn't really matter, but it's pronounced Hanukkah, yes? So this is actually Hubble. And this is a telescope that Jewish people use to search the heavens. Okay, now, seriously, I was talking about my G-string is flat. I have a girlfriend named Nikki. She's Puerto Rican, real cute. And she's a size 0. She's a size 0. That's not a size. Anyway, but we were in Kona, in Hawaii, and they had this old surf shop, and it said suits, boards, and thongs. And so when I was a kid, a thong was what you would call a flip-flop. Right? Yeah. Okay. Your thongs were on your feet. And in Hawaii, they call those slippers. So Nikki wears thongs. And so we went in there, she goes, I can't find any. I said, they're right there on the wall. Because they had the old sign up, and those were flip-flops were called thongs. And she goes, no, I'm talking about a thong that I wear down here. I said, I know now, but she goes, and then she said to me, you should try wearing one. And I said, no. If I wore one, it'd be called a flip-flop. And plus I have, there's the hair. Men are grooming this now. It's called, is it manscaping? Is that what it's called? They're grooming. I have trouble shaving here. Because I have to go, that won't do that down here. If I could do that down here, I wouldn't be on stage. I'll tell you that. But Nikki bikini waxes. Do you ladies do that? Okay. But she used to shave, then she tried a product called Nads or something like this. Anyway, but she used to shave, but when she shaved, she would get stubble, and then because of her pants or whatever, it would get red bumps. And so Chubble is actually the chafing of stubble.
I've got to be honest with you, I'm getting the most disgusting visual.
See, well, I'm aroused. So, there's another visual for you. But I get razor burn on this side for some reason. But it's razor burn. Chubble is also razor burn. But it's the chafing of stubble.
All right, thank you. But Martin?
All right, first of all, I got an empty cup here.
Yeah, don't you hate that?
Yeah, I hate that. How does that work?
My drink I ran out like 40 minutes ago.
Yeah?
And I'm thinking, what the hell?
I'm just interviewing Jim.
I have an empty cup.
Oh, that's great. All right, so what's the word? Couple, right. So I want to thank you again for choosing me to tell everybody the meaning of this word. Right before getting on the ship, I worked at a Japanese restaurant in Japan for 2 years, and basically, couple is a Japanese word. It's kind of spelled wrong here, but that's fine. And every time somebody asked for the couple, they meant the sharpest knife in the kitchen. It's like this little knife you use it to cut like fish, salmon, tuna, those kind of things. So that's it. It's the sharpest knife in a Japanese sushi kitchen.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you.
And everybody's so quiet. All right. Jim?
I think he might be right.
About my drink? There's still nothing in it.
Somebody said in the back, somebody get him a drink.
I got an empty cup, only it's like 2 girls and we're ready to go. Thanks, man.
Are we live? Okay, the chapel. Ladies, how many of you ladies in college that went to college lived in the dormitories? don't be afraid. Because we're not going to let him get up from his table. Matter of fact, as soon as we find his parents, this is done. The trouble, if you've never heard the expression, oh, she troubled my pants. Now it's not anything vulgar. Although you are quite the vulgarian. But I must say, if you trouble someone's pants, ladies, you know this is you. You know, I mean, I don't mean to suss you out in front of all these people. But you know, when the women, the young girls, they lay on the bed, they say to their roommate, let me borrow your jeans, and then they lay on their back and they pull and the jeans don't fit, so they grab the belt loops, and the belt loops break. And that's troubling the pants. But the ideology, oh, forgive me for using English. The source of the word trouble is actually, now you wear pantyhose, right? I mean, you gave me a lovely pair for Christmas. I don't know how you got your photo on there, but it's really very nice. And they're washing beautifully. The trouble, ladies, as you should know, the trouble is the movement made that a woman must use to get the pantyhose all the way up. You bring the panties up to about here, and then and that is the trouble. You know this. They do this in the Philippines. It takes less time, but they do it. And that's what it is.
It takes less time for us.
You guys are disgusting.
That's because you're smarter than we are. Excellent. Yes, that was it. That's the
Thank you,
answer.
Jim. All right, recap. Pedro.
You don't want to recap.
It's a French word. It's pronounced chablet. And it's a word to describe little people with small hands that smell like cabbage.
Trouble is the chafing of stubble or a razor burn.
Martin?
Alright, couple is the smallest and sharpest knife in the Japanese kitchen.
Alright, Jim, if you can still remember.
Did we get another drink?
You want me to do it? We didn't get no drink.
I think it's incredible the way they treat us.
The Chris director is beside you.
We really put out.
We should go Greek.
Oh, no, don't go there. Okay. The trouble, ladies and gentlemen, is the body movement required that the women do when they, and others as well, when they're trying to get the pantyhose all the way up. And it's like a whoop, but not necessarily in that key.
Thank you so much, Jim. Alright, you have heard the definition. Who do you think is telling the truth this time? Team number 1, shout the name. They refuse. Martin. Team number 2. Jim. Team number 3. 1. Number 4. Jim, we got 2 points, Jim. Number 5. Martin. 2 points for Martin. Number 6. 1. Number 7. Jim. Team number 8. Number 9. Jim and Martin. They're divided. Okay. Alright. The panelist who is telling the truth, please stand up. A drink, Martin. What about Jim?
Who is that?
Somebody.
Did you see I pick up the microphone and he says, don't even do it.
Don't you dare. All right.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the next word. Vanna, show us the next word.
Oh, God.
It's full parts. Alright. We will start with 5 this time.
Okay, full fart. Well, to me, the definitions, that's the funnest word I've ever said. Full fart, besides the biggest mistake I ever made in my life. When I was a kid, my dad would just say, pull all my fingers. So. I actually had heard this word on these ships before, but I didn't know what I until this week. They gave me the words 2 days ago. I searched for 2 days on this ship, and I finally found a crew member that was from the Philippines. I mean, besides you, there's another one. You know?
Yes. This is under the bus here.
Really? All in one cabin? You can borrow my cup. But Lou, tell me if this is correct. In the Philippines, Philippine is spelled P-H-I-L-I-P-N-S, right?
Yes. Yes.
But a Filipino or Filipina is spelled with an F.
F.
The person with the F, the country is PH, but you're not PH, right?
No.
Because you're not balanced. Anyway, so, but some people in the Philippines pronounce their F's like P's and their P's like F's, do they not? So
we don't have F in our alphabet.
No.
Yeah.
That's why you don't play hockey, though.
I'm just sitting here.
There's an object called a puck. Anyway. But actually, they serve these in the crew messes, which is where they serve us kind of food. And this is actually a Filipino word, and it's a Filipino food. And it's actually pronounced pull apart, because they pronounce it P's like S. And what it is a hot roll that you pull apart to butter. It's called a pull part. You pull it apart. It's a hot roll that you pull apart to butter. If it's pronounced full fart, it's a sticky bun. Yes.
Martin.
All right, full fart. Thanks for choosing me to tell the truth about this word. So before getting on the ship, I worked in Berlin.
We're all over the place.
Oh, for the Americans, that's in Germany. You're welcome. And I was a zookeeper there. And basically every April 17th, they have a party that they call Die Vulfahrt, which is... That's not funny.
Sounds like a gas.
No, it's not. It's not. The thing is, full in German means people, and Fahrt means like it's not a party. It's not like Oktoberfest, but it's like a gathering. So April 17th, they have a gathering where they celebrate the summer coming back, because it's very cold in the winter there, and it's very dark. Okay, so that's what it is. It's basically a gathering, kind of like an Oktoberfest, but not as much alcohol involved. On April 17th in Germany. So it's a German word.
Thank you. Jim, what's wrong? Your turn now.
Wait a minute.
Okay, because we're short on time, I'm going to leave what he said alone. That was good. That was excellent. And I think you might be correct.
Thanks, man.
But just let me ask one question. And I must be honest with you, I'm getting a little tired. You know what I mean by that? When I say I'm a little tired.
This clearly doesn't work.
Yeah, well, it works, but it depends on where you put it.
I'm not going to help you with that.
All I'm going to say is check your shoes. We're going to move right ahead here. Okay. How do any people? Will you constrain yourself? Pull up your hose and constrain yourself. And you, Mr. Clean on the end. Hold on. Full fart. This business about my mother's German and I did see her.
Dann können wir Deutsch sprechen, ja?
What's that?
Dann können wir Deutsch sprechen.
Ich mache eine kleine Pause, bitte.
You need a break?
That's right. Oh, he speaks a language. Maybe we should look into his background. But moving straight ahead, how many of you are from the Midwest of the United States? Okay, now let me tell you this. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, which you can tell by my accent. Northern Omaha. Now, I remember growing up, you all are familiar with the company Gas-X, yes? Talk about a full fart. Gas-X is the company that makes the stomach thing. But when I was a child, I just remembered, anyways, last night, first of all, I wanted to come to you. You know, if I had another drink, I wouldn't be spitting like this. No, that's water. Do you know what fish do in that? I remembered this thing about the full fart, and I went on the internet last night from my stateroom, and I looked it up methodically, and I've got to tell you, I spent $160. Get involved. Now, I don't know why I'm addressing you with this, but I was pissed off. And then I saw that there was a commercial, a radio commercial, which is...
It'll be better next week.
Oh, I doubt that.
Yeah, he'll be working for Carnival anyways.
Yeah, be careful how you threaten me. Why did they finally call back? So not only did I get the entire story on the full fart, which was a medication, but they have a radio commercial, and I was going to download it and give it to the tech back here, and he would play it, and it would be very high tech. But when I went to download it, I did some calculations, and I did not want to spend another $112. So what I did is I copied down everything from the radio commercial, and I'd like to just share it with all of you, if you don't mind. Full fart. Gas Away, the greatest name in stomach cures, presents Full Fart. No more shuffling around at cocktail parties. No more telling your date there's a broken pipe in the next apartment. Full Fart allows you to expel that dreadful gaseous pillow in one magical burst. Our motto, leave the room and let it bloom. Full Fart.
What do you do on the ship, man?
I'm his boss.
Actually,
I have no idea what I do. Matter of fact, the audience every night comes up to me and says, no, really, what do you do?
I want to come to see you perform.
All right.
Or do your show.
Are you done, Jim?
I
Not
think
yet.
so, yes.
Okay. Pedro?
Well, folks, before I worked for Norwegian Cruise Lines, I used to be an astronomer.
Jewish astronomer.
And full fart is actually the gassy atmosphere around Uranus. You would know, wouldn't you? Full fart. Actually, folks, you know, after an Indian buffet, do we have any curry lovers? I absolutely love Indian curry. Nepalese curry, we have our security guards here from Nepal, and sometimes they cook the Nepalese curry. It's way too spicy for me. It's kind of like a Jurassic Park kind of curry, like a dinosaur curry, because you wake up with a Megasaurus. You know, with all those spices, and it gives you like a cramp in your stomach, and you really have to go, but before you go, it gives you a warning, and that warning is 7 short blasts, followed by 1 long blast. It's an emergency, yes. Now, speaking of emergency, as you know, most of the officers are Scandinavian. We have our captain, he's Swedish. And of course, in the engine room, we have some Swedish engineers as well. We don't have any Finnish. No, they're done. And, Danish, we have him. And now, anytime our captain, he needs more power down from the engine, he needs to pass the message down to the engine room. And of course, they speak his language, Swedish. So I'm going to talk in Swedish. So our captain speaking, he goes, ole, 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 booty, booty, booty. That's Swedish language. And he goes, give me a quarter fart. Now, a quarter fart is 25% of the power down in the engine, so we start moving a little faster. Then our captain speaking, he goes, ole, 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 booty, booty. That's how Swedish language came from, constipation. I'll be working for a captain next week.
Did you get your information from the Muppet Show?
Yes, that's from the Muppet Show.
What is that? Wait, just stop. Captain speaking?
Yeah, that's his name. Every time he comes on the intercom, he goes, this is your captain speaking. Oh, so funny. Is that him? No, okay. He's a good guy. He has a great sense of humor. And he's always working out. I don't know if you've seen him around. And he's always working out. The only thing that worries me is always on the rowing machine. So finally, our captain speaking, he goes, ole, 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 booty, booty, booty. Give me a full fart. Now, full fart is Scandinavian or Swedish for full speed ahead. And that explains all the bubbles you see on the back of your ship. Now, back in the old days, that order used to be given by the rear admiral. It's on the poop deck, which is the rope deck. Now, folks, like for example, yesterday, of course, we were in Cozumel, and the ship is docked, but we are not moving, and that's called the dead fart. And now, in order for us to go out to sea, we had to go backwards, and that's called a Nevada. And full fart, full gas.
Okay, thank you so much. Alright, Bob, what's your definition? This is a recap now.
Oh, we're doing a recap?
Yes?
Did I already do the cap? Full fart is a galloping horse wearing a fig leaf and pantyhose. From now on, it is. Okay. Full fart. What did I say it was? It was a hot roll. It's a Filipino hot roll, or in America, a sticky one.
Okay. Martin?
On April 17th in Germany, they gather to celebrate the summer's coming back, and they have a party, or more like a gathering of people to hang out in the streets and such.
Alright, thank you. Jim?
Okay. We've been here like 4 hours. I am bloody exhausted. People, and some of these people were in my audience earlier, and they weren't awake then.
This is the most I've ever worked on the ship.
Really? Well, we don't get used to it. Before we go any further, because I've been listening to this young man and these interesting people to my right, and before I give my recap, I would just like to express my sincere apologies to the following groups: asthmatics, law enforcement, hemophiliacs, diabetics, alcoholics, baseball fans, astronomers, the homeless, shoemakers, jockeys, little people, gay little people. You should be so lucky. All Walt Disney characters, the French, Jewish astronomers, the flatulent, Filipinos in general, Indians, Nepalese, and Steven Spielberg, Swedes, Danish, Finnish, and the Germans. My apologies to each one of those groups. Not for anything I said, but I'm...
What about the Greeks? I trashed the Greeks.
I don't remember you even mentioning the Greeks.
No.
Yes. But I speak Greek. I'm Greek in so many ways.
That's another 4 hours, Jim.
She says to me, that's enough. Yes.
That's another 4 hours, Jim.
I'm sorry, I've got into my recap. Someone had to be politically correct here. My recap. Full fart. Leave the room and let it bloom. Full fart.
Are you German as well?
My mutti is German.
Really?
Yeah, but he's Danish, so
That's wrong grammar, right there.
What's that? The wrong
That's wrong grammar, yeah.
For a Danish person, that's... If you knew it, yes, okay.
Alright, full fart is Scandinavian or Swedish for pull my finger. Full speed ahead, full gas.
Alright, folks, who do you think is telling the truth this time? Is team number 1, Bud. Team number 2, Bud. Team number 3, Pedro. Team number 4, Pedro. Team number 5, waiting for you, Pedro. Team number 6. Alright, team number 7. Team number 8. Pedro is leading. Team number 9. Bye.
Did you hear everybody else?
Team number 10. Pedro.
Only one team didn't vote for me.
Pedro is on the lead.
I know. They must be from Florida. They have no idea how to vote.
Alright.
I'm Portuguese.
I thought you'd be the last person to complain about a hanging Chad. Sorry.
Alright, we'll find out. The panel